Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in Nova Scotia today. Teddy came and went and it wasn't much at all. It's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, and as a province we definitely were. Came and went and I never even got called out, so that's saying something because I get called out for basically everything. But what it did bring was a heck of a lot of rain. So my pond here has basically been dry since like the 1st of July, and I've never seen my pond dry. Well, it's not dry anymore. The two pipes are flowing. We've got some pretty deep water in here right now, and we definitely needed it. So, you know, honestly, the storm didn't really do any damage, and it brought a bunch of rain, so it was actually a good thing. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here in Nova Scotia today. It's supposed to get up to like 21 degrees. So today, due to a strange set of events, I'm going to run the 8-ton. I have not ran the 8-ton since sometime in June. I think the machine left in June, yeah, for New Brunswick. I have not operated it since then. The last thing I did was a great big humongous landscaping job with it, which their grass looks phenomenal. I seen it the other day. It looks amazing. I have not touched that thing. I seen it in the yard the other day, and I'm so used to seeing my 4-ton. The 8-ton just looked massive, and the 8-ton is not a big machine. It's a baby. The 8-ton is still a baby machine, but it's so much bigger than my 4-ton. So today, the machine is already at the site. The trailer is already at the site. The 550. So the 550, I posted that video the other day about how well it's doing for me, and it is. And I mentioned the issues that I had with it, which is just known Ford issues. So the batteries, the door locks, and the upper oil pan. I had the upper oil pan seal replaced once already because it was leaking. Well, the other day when the machine was here, after I did that video, I thought I could sort of smell oil during that video. So after the video, I came inside, edited, I went back out, and sure enough, the oil pan is leaking again. So that truck is over at Fairley and Stevens. Andrew and Nick, again, are taking care of me. They took it over yesterday. It should be ready, hopefully by the end of the day today. I'm gonna call Andrew after a bit. So that truck is in the shop. So I'm just taking my truck, my 350, the Platinum, to the site, do the work, and if the truck is done, what I might do is hook up to the gooseneck and go to Fairley and Stevens, load on the 550 on the back of the gooseneck with that thing, haul it to here, and then that way the gears, the truck's here, the trailer's here, then I can go pick up the machine, because I should be done that job, I think, today, according to what my Wendell sees something over there. Oh, there's a squirrel in the tree. Squirrel! So according to what my operator said, that it should be like a 2-day job. So I should be done today, hopefully, and then the machine be ready for pickup tomorrow. But let's go, jump in the truck, go get some Timmy's, go get some coffee, and we'll see what we get into today. Check this out. I think I caught a white F450 Platinum Limited. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful truck. Man, that's a nice truck. Hopefully I got that for you guys. That is beautiful. Now, obviously I love this truck, but that is my absolute dream truck right there. Absolute dream truck. Okie dokie, so we have arrived. 8-ton trailer, safe and sound through the storm. So take a look at what he's got done so far. So he was here for a day the other day. He got the road done out to where that house is. Power line's done, all back nice and far, looking awesome. Let's see what else he got done, and let's see what I'm into here. I haven't seen this site for a few years, so I'm not exactly sure what is going to take place here and how long it's going to be. The old 8-ton's holding up really well. It's definitely got some battle wounds now. I did this myself, ditching a road that was full of ice, slid in the ditch, dented it up. Other than that, the machine's in good shape. It's just dirty. It really bothers me that that actually happened. Might have to get that fixed. But let's see. Oh, he's got this line done by the looks of it. Yeah, long anchors too. Really good job. He did a really good job on this line. I'm really happy to see that. And you know, this hill here is not easy to take care of, and he's got it done really well. Well done, well done. Yes, I'm so excited to see this. So the guy who did this, he just started with me a couple months ago. So the other guy, he's been with me for 2 years now. So this guy here, he's only been with me for 2 months, and he wasn't like, he didn't have a lot of experience on excavators. He's run some farm equipment. So to see this, I'm very happy. So good job, Clinton. Well done, buddy. But yeah, we've got some work cut out, that's for sure. We've got some 25, 30 foot, well, 25 foot broad, tall, what am I talking? Birch, which is the worst. Yeah, it is grown in. You can't even see the line. Bad one. Holy crap. Okay, well, you know what? There is a guy anchor in there somewhere. Well, okay, you see it coming down here, and then it's gone. So maybe if we're lucky, once we get through this really tall stuff, it's not so bad through there. But it looks pretty thick. Looks pretty thick. And then we've got this line. This line's not so bad at all. Small stuff all the way in, and then it looks like it picks up a bit, but that's not bad. That won't take all that much time. But this line is a doozy, and it drops down over a hill. So yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun today. Getting back into the 8-ton for the first time. Like, that birch is at least 25 feet, 6 inches at the butt, and birch is the worst. Maple, it's all hardwood. Yeah, putting the machine to test, and it does need a new set of teeth, which I actually bought yesterday, but I'm not putting on today. But it's just so funny looking at the bucket. You know, the bucket's so much bigger than what my 4-ton is. We did have to do some welds to the trailer. It was starting to pull apart where the ramps are, so we had to do some welds, weld some stuff back together, same as here. I did put this plate down a few years ago because where you curl the bucket and put the bucket down, the boom down, it was punching a hole through the wood. So we put those down, and then we put the mats down just to keep things from rattling around a little bit. But I know the first thing I have to do is switch the controls, because both the other guys run the opposite controls of what I run. So much bigger in here, so much bigger in here. And it's in a complete different spot, which is kind of funny compared to my 4-ton. So let's switch this over, put her back in the good guy controls. Okay, let's jump up in this thing. Oh yeah, it's like a big mansion in here compared to the 4-ton. Wrong key. Alright guys, so something that I feared was possibly going to happen did happen. So the key that I used is a spare key that I keep in my house for this machine. I have 3 keys for this machine plus my red key, which is your program key. And I don't know what happened, if somehow the program got knocked out, or if I just never programmed that key or what, but the key would not work. It would set off the alarm. So now I had to go to the dealer where the 550 is and get the key out of the 550, which will fire the machine right up. Yeah. So I just lost about an hour and a half of runtime because the key would not work. But something pretty cool happened on my way back at the lights, just down at the bottom of the hill down here. I was sitting at the lights ready to turn left, and coming down the road was an absolutely beautiful 2020 Platinum Tremor. and it was at least on 37s with a level, maybe even a 4-inch lift, I'm not sure. And you know, I roll my window down, I'm giving the guy the thumbs up as he's coming by because this truck is beautiful. He rolls his window down and says, "Hey man, I watch your channel." So that was pretty cool. It worked out, you know, it worked out all right. That made my day. So if you're watching this video, I'm not sure what your name is, but if you're watching this video, man, you got a beautiful, beautiful truck there, that's for sure. Yeah, so cool, nice to meet you. Hopefully you're still following along. You should get that pedal monster, I'm telling you. Once you get that thing, it's an absolute beast. But now that we're finally running and we're good to go, let's make some headway here. Now I got some serious traction to make up. So I got you on my chest mount here, shoulder mount. First time I've ever used the shoulder mount. So let's take a look at how this all takes place here. It's been a while, it's been over 3 months since I've used this machine and this head, obviously. I've gotten so used to my 4-ton, just not even sure, you know, how much quicker this thing is, but yeah, it's definitely quicker. I'm only in some small stuff right now, but man, she's chewing her up pretty good. As far as controls go, you know, it basically feels the same. Both machines are quite quick. I definitely find the Kubotas are a very quick, responsive machine as far as hydraulics go. So let me know what you guys think about this this shoulder mount. I think in a lot of ways it's a little bit better than the POV mount that you get, because the POV mount I find so high, and this one is, you know, quite a bit lower. I can tell you one thing, that I definitely have a lot more adjustability with this machine as far as tilting it that ways goes. I don't have near as much adjustability, I don't think anyway, with my 4-ton. But this machine will make pretty quick work of this line anyway. Now, one thing I noticed is the gates. We've had the cable ripped out of the wiring on the boom for these gates numerous times, and it's definitely not wired up correctly right now, because only one switch is working. One switch is running both gates, and there should be a separate switch for each gate. And one of the guys actually broke the hydraulic cylinder, and we just got a replacement one off the shelf from Princess Auto, because we needed one right away. And the guy got it and put it on, you know, right away, and it doesn't have as much adjustability. So the gate there, you see, if you guys can see that, it's not closed all the way. That's as far as it will close, which you want that adjustability in your gates. You know, if you're doing someone's backyard, or you're doing stuff alongside of a highway somewhere, you want your gates to be closed so that you don't have debris flying, you know, absolutely all over the place. But with it closed like that much, it's gonna be good, especially for these guy anchors. But yeah, I can tell you that this thing is faster. There's no doubt about that. The machine just feels so much bigger. It doesn't clog the head, you know, slow the head down. I'm not gonna say clog, but it doesn't slow the head down near as much. This thing's working good. I've gotten so used to the 4-ton, and you know, knowing what it can and can't do, that jumping back in this thing, I mean, it just grinds it up. It's so fast. The 4-ton does the job. Like I said, I mean, you guys have seen me do some sites, some pretty decent sized sites, and some pretty decent sized stuff with that machine, and it works so well, you know, as far as towing as far as towing behind my single rear wheel, I don't have to run. I'm not over my 26,000 pounds, so you know, anyone with condition 15 here in Nova Scotia, I don't know what it's like in other provinces and down in the States, but you need condition 15 to tow over 4,500 kgs, which nobody knows about, and they don't really enforce it, but I have it. So it works well, you know, for that, because it's not such a big setup, you know, it's not so much paperwork involved, but this thing is fast. This thing is really fast. Like, I'm gonna have this guy anchor done in no time. The other one over there is gonna take some time, but this one will be done in no time. The head just doesn't really slow down at all in this stuff. It just does its thing. This is small. I'm gonna get on some flat ground here. There we go. So, you know, the 4-ton does the job, absolutely. I do not regret buying that 4-ton. A 57 would have been, you know, a nicer rig, a bigger machine. It would have had more horsepower, but with my single rear wheel, I would have been, you know, I mean, you could do it, but it would be working that truck pretty hard, and I would have had to get a tri-axle float, you know, all that sort of stuff. But, you know, in situations like this, actually I'm going to talk about that later when I'm not in the machine, throwing the machine around, but we'll continue on here, and I'll show you guys the progress. Alright, let's take a little walk around here and show you guys what I got done. So, I probably had maybe 3 hours total runtime, 2.5, 3 hours runtime. So, they got this line done. Actually, I was on the phone quite a bit too. Between 2 and 2.5 hours of runtime. So, this line is done. These lines are long. These are about these are like 300 feet long. These lines. We got about a 55 to 60 foot clear path over there, and I don't know if I'm going to be the one that's going to come back and finish this or not. Depends on how the truck's making out, which, stay tuned, by the way. It actually was not the oil pan that was leaking. It's actually a like a recall they're doing right now. Actually a TSB out on the truck, and it is what caused it. And while it's there, they're doing the new block heater cord, the door locks, there's a few things they're going to do while they're there. So I'm not sure if the truck's going to be ready tomorrow or what. So I don't know if I'm gonna be the one coming back here or not. So there's quite a drop off right here. So what I did was I cleared this out in case I'm not the one that comes back. And then now this steep part is done. Make me feel a little bit better about sending somebody in here, having this already done. But this line is the worst for sure. I didn't get to see this line. This line looked like it was pretty bad too, but this one was definitely worse than the one that I did, absolutely. So yeah, you know what, the 4-ton does its job, but the 8-ton is just so much faster, so much more stable, because you can straddle objects, and little objects don't affect it near as much because it's nowhere near as narrow. It is a more enjoyable machine to, I'd say, operate for long periods of time. They both have their strengths, you know, for sure. This is a bigger setup, a lot more involved in it, but it gets the job done quicker and probably a bit more comfortable. The cab's bigger, you know, everything's bigger. The only downfall is cleaning the tracks off is terrible in this compared to cleaning the tracks off in the 4-ton. Okay, so now let's talk about something else. Something I started to touch on while I was in the machine. I said, no, hold up, I'm gonna stop. So when I bought this truck, my 2020, you know, I bought the 350 to be able to haul more weight because my 250, the payload was just too low. And when I bought this, I was considering getting a dually, and if I'm gonna get a dually, it'd be a 450. Hands down, the wider front axle, the bigger brakes, the bigger suspension setup, the 19.5 wheels, all those reasons, it would be the 450 if I'm gonna get a dually. Now, when I bought this truck, I thought about getting another machine, but I wasn't sure. So there was no reason other than, you know, if my 550 has breakdowns, which right now I wouldn't really consider it a breakdown. It didn't leave me alongside the road, but if the 550 has downtime, then I can use the 450 to haul the 8-ton around. So now the thing is I have a second machine, and a lot of times I could use my smaller machine on jobs, you know, like these, and I can use my bigger machine on other stuff, because I got some excavation projects, I got projects at the homestead. You know, it'd be very, very flexible to have 2 trucks that would tow the 8-ton, because then I could just send the 4-ton with the guys in the 550 with that trailer, and then I could have the gooseneck with the 450 with the dually, the second dually. I know you guys are saying, well, if that's the case, then just take the 550 and give the guys this truck to haul the 4-ton around if you need the 8-ton. And you know, that is an option, but this is like my daily driver, and daily driving the 550 is not really ideal. And it's nice that if they're in the middle of nowhere, they still have all the tools that's on the 550 in the toolboxes. And then, you know, if I'm working fairly local, I don't need all that stuff. It's nice to have it, but I don't need it. And I really did strongly consider getting a 450 instead of getting this truck, but I didn't. Driving a dually, especially a 450, because they ride fairly rough compared to a 350 even dually. Driving a dually is not all it's cracked up to be. A lot of times roads, parking spaces, and things were not built for trucks as big as what they are today, especially a dually. You know, trucks are getting bigger. Cities were designed, you know, a long time ago. They weren't designed for vehicles of this size. So that's why I didn't get the dually right off the get-go, the 450 right off the get-go. But now, the situation that I'm in, I am strongly considering trading this truck in for a 450. And I don't want to, like, business-wise, company-wise, I should, because it'd be so much more versatile. I could get a second gooseneck trailer if I wanted to tow even heavier weights, you know, to tow transport stuff. Like, I can use this to tow my gooseneck and transport and all that. But with the 450, it's just, it allows so much more. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to take a huge loss on this truck because I've only had it for about 9 or 10 months now. I don't want to take a huge loss on the truck. Obviously, if the payments were pretty much the same, then you know what? What's the difference really as far as payments goes? Yeah, it's going to be more expensive on fuel. It's going to be more expensive to maintain. You got more wheels, more tires, and the truck just looks great. Like, I love how it looks. I love how it drives. So I don't know. But if you're local, if you're in the local area and you're looking for a 350 Platinum, and I know they're hard to find now, so trucks like this are worth, the trade-in value is really good because there's just none to find. There's actually more, I think, here in Canada than there is down in the States. Down in the States, guys are starving for trucks. And then the other issue right now is there's like no 450s around. There's one coming into a dealer that I know, but it's spoken for, it was ordered. It's a black Platinum. And the other thing is, you know, what package would I get? I know I mentioned in a recent video that the XLT, if you could get that package, a premium package, with the, and just find a Platinum seat somewhere and pop it in, then you're getting the best of both worlds. But now that I've had the Platinum, my last 2 trucks were the Lariat Ultimate and the Platinum. I don't think I could go any lower than a Lariat, to be honest, and I would just rather stay in a Platinum or a King Ranch. Man, Danger Industries, he just bought a 2020 450. He got a King Ranch, and that thing is beautiful. That guy is 22 years old, I think, and he's driving like one of the nicest trucks around. 22. When I was 22, I was driving a 2003 Honda Civic. Black SI Coupe. Nice car. Not a $100,000 F450 King Ranch. But anyway, guys, stay tuned is all I can tell you. I don't know what's going to end up happening this year or what. I don't know. Again, like I said, business-wise, it makes sense if the payment is good. If the price is good, the trade-in's good. If I don't get beat up too bad. Personally, I don't want to do it because I love this truck. I love this truck. I love the comfort of it. I love how it drives, like I said. It's so fun to drive, it's so enjoyable to drive, but that 450 would just be so versatile. Like days like this, if I had this sight done, which I could stay and finish this sight right now, I could just hook up to that machine and that trailer and drag the gear out of here with no problems whatsoever. And full power in the 450s. But anyway, stay tuned is all I can say. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So for now, that's it. I'm going to jump in this thing and head home. So as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.